Hey guys, this is Elliott with TFN Training. We're personal trainers and powerlifters, and I'm here to give you 4 reasons why you can't afford not to have a coach. There's tons of information out there available. A lot of it is free, but unfortunately a lot of that information is bad. What a really good coach does is tell you what things to pay attention to, what things to ignore, and I'm here to tell you what things to pay attention to today. So let's get right on into it. So the first reason is that fitness is filled with BS. There is tons of information that just pours out onto the internet every single day, and unfortunately a lot of that information is bad. If we were in another science or discipline like meteorology or chemistry, you would find good information and bad information. But unfortunately in the world of fitness, most of that information is not good. It's counterproductive for people's goals. Add to that, fitness is highly emotional. There's a big emotional component to how you feel about yourself and how you interact with the world around you. So it's really easy to prey on that in people. And so a lot of big marketing titans will just put out a program that doesn't actually work, but it looks really shiny and nice and make lots of money off of it. And that's why there will always be the next, hey, did you try the new thing? There's always going to be a new thing. So what a really good coach does is tell you what things you need to ignore. Don't pay attention to that new shiny program that doesn't actually work because it's brand new and no one's ever actually done it before. But do pay attention to this classic science that has worked for decades, but just involves some hard work. So that's the sort of stuff you want to be paying attention to. So what's the thing that you need in a program when you're trying to evaluate? Here's a side tip for you. This is a real easy way to tell if a program is good. Does it have progression? And so progression means, are you getting better over time in a measurable way? So we measure gravity in pounds. So when you can lift more pounds, you go from 10 pounds to 11, that's a measurable improvement to your body. You're probably not going to look different, but if you add up those pounds over time, then you're going to look a lot different by the end of it. And that's what a coach does, is they stay focused on the things that matter and allows you to ignore all the rest of the stuff that doesn't. So the second reason is that humans are biased to do the things that they like. So we are very inherently non-objective with our own experience. Over 4 billion years of evolution, our brains are designed to seek the things that we like and avoid the things that we don't. And what we really like to do as human beings is laze around on the weekends and eat lots of high-calorie foods. What we don't like is vigorous exercise. So what a really great coach is going to be able to do is make us do the things that we don't necessarily like to do, like eat your vegetables, or maybe go on in and train when you need to, or maybe, hey, you need to back off of your training today because if we keep pushing, we're going to get hurt. So we're inherently non-objective with our own experience, and so we need that outside perspective to tell us when we need to push and maybe when we need to back off a little bit. Every single one of us has had a great teacher or mentor in our lives who's made us step outside of our comfort zone. That person believes in us, that knows that we can do it and knows that we can succeed, but they ask us to do a little bit more than they want to, and it's usually uncomfortable when that's happening, but almost always after the fact, those are the experiences that we appreciate the most, because that hard work is always worth it. And the fact that that person believed in us and knew that it was in us all along, that's what coaching is all about. So the third reason is that coaches coach a lot of people. So just imagine that you're coaching yourself. You probably get a few hours of experience per week learning about yourself and learning about what works and maybe what doesn't. But a coach does it all day, every day with lots and lots of people. And so you get to benefit from that experience. So when I have a client who presents a new situation to me, hey, I tweaked my back over the weekend, it's really nice to know that I can fall back on my knowledge that this has happened not just a couple of times, but a lot. So the old adage about gaining 10,000 hours of experience to become a master at a thing, I think almost applies more with coaching than with anything else, because you're allowed to then fall back on that breadth of experience where some of this stuff has probably happened not just a couple of times, but quite a few. And so you want that person on your side who isn't seeing this for the first time, has seen it before, can either tell you, hey, just be calm, everything's going to be fine, let's press forward, or, hey, maybe this is something worth paying attention to. And you just want to have that coach who's in your corner, who's seen it not just once, but probably 10,000 times. So the fourth reason is that the best always have a coach. No one's beating Usain Bolt in a foot race, but you better believe he has a coach who teaches him how to run faster. Every Michael Jordan has a Phil Jackson. Every Tom Brady has a Bill Belichick. And those coaches allow those athletes to become better than they would be able to be on their own. No one thinks Phil Jackson can dunk a basketball better than Michael Jordan can, but but everyone knows that Michael Jordan was a better athlete because he had that coach behind him and had that experience to tell him when he needed to push and maybe when he needed to pull back a little bit. So could you spend your entire life on Google trying to figure out the best way to design and implement your program? Yeah, sure. Or you could find the person who's already done all that research and just can't wait to share it with you. So there you have it, guys, the 4 reasons you can't afford not to have a coach. So we want to hear from you. You don't like one of our reasons? I want to hear about it in the comments. You think we missed something? I want to hear about that too. Got a friend who's been dragging their feet about getting a coach finally? Make sure to share this video with them. So make sure to hit like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.